Pavlina, how did your earlier personal and career choices lead you to where you are now?
I started out by working in the media before social media was even a thing. So I was working as a public relations manager for 2 TV channels in Cyprus and Greece. And at the time, I realized how much power the media owners had. After 5 years in the media, I gained a lot of experience and I started my own public relations agency. YouTube was launched in 2005 and Facebook became open to the public in 2006. So when I went on social media and I saw what was there, I was like, wow. I think the power is going to move from the traditional media to the hands of the small business owners who can now start their own media channels online. I was super interested in social media, personal branding, online marketing. So when I went to the USA to attend these seminars and I discovered this whole self-education industry, focusing on transforming people's lives. I was like, this is what I want to do. I had this vision to bring this in Cyprus. Nobody was doing this in Cyprus. Nobody was working with big international speakers, doing these transformational seminars. So 2011, I organized my first seminar. It was a great success. After that, I continued every year doing seminars, bringing speakers, and all these people became my mentors. So 2015, I started doing my own video blogs, and then I put myself on stage, and since then I'm a speaker and coach. That was a time when people started asking me to mentor them and asking me to speak from stage, and I was like, okay, it seems that I'm ready.
It's often said that one should find their passion in life and pursue it as a career or side project. Was this the case with Pavlina?
It seems that people want to learn something from me, and I focused on everything people were asking me. It's like, how did you find your purpose? How do you do all this branding so well, your personal branding? How do you promote your business on social media? How do you set goals and achieve them? The questions that I was getting from people who were coming to my seminars to see even other speakers became my content. So that's how I started. It was all about following this vision, following this purpose, and you see that sometimes the universe creates some amazing synchronicities, especially with some of the speakers I work with. It was close to impossible to bring them to Cyprus if I would consider the costs. But things happened, made it possible. They became my mentors, and I am where I am today.
We all encounter challenges in life. How does one overcome these challenges and find the self-motivation to succeed?
I was always passionate, and I made a lot of mistakes because people confuse passion with having a purpose and having a plan. I was always just going for my dreams, so I fell down many times and I made many mistakes. And I learned a lot through that process, and I learned that, yes, follow your passion, but don't fall without a parachute, and find the purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? Everyone has something they're passionate about. Everyone has a unique purpose and a unique set of skills. And most people follow what society tells them to do, what their parents tell them to do, and they end up with something that looks like a successful career or a successful job or a family, and they don't feel fulfilled. You don't have to learn the hard way. You can get mentors, you can get help, and find people who have been where you want to go and get them to guide you. Every day, look at and write down what you're grateful for. Focus on what's working in your life. It could be, oh, the sun came out today and I live in Cyprus and we have sunshine every day, right? And I love this. And oh, I went for a swim in the sea. I'm so lucky, right? So focus on what you're grateful for every day, and gratitude is the biggest medicine for every psychological disorder or anything we're going through, because what we focus on expands. So when we focus on what's going wrong, we vibrate on that frequency, and then we create more of that. When we focus on what's going well, we shift our frequency and we start attracting more good things.
How important is one's personal brand, and are there any tips to defining one's online brand presence?
First, let's go into what is personal branding. It's essentially your reputation. And in the old times, your reputation used to be word of mouth, or in the traditional media, in newspapers, in magazines, in books, on TV later on, radio. Now your reputation is online. Literally within seconds, somebody can Google you, and whatever comes on Google or on social media represents your personal brand. It's important if you're a business owner or if you want to advance in your career to have a clear personal brand presence, because people are going to Google you. They are. We do this naturally. So what are the steps that I would advise somebody to take to clarify and build that personal brand and build that online presence? Number one is to get clear what is that unique value that you bring to the world through your personal brand as a person and a professional, and have this clear brand message that with a sentence or within 30 seconds of talking to somebody, they can understand exactly what value you bring to the world through your work and who you are helping. And then number two, you need to have this consistent brand image across your social media. And number three is the most important after you've gained the clarity of how I'm helping people and this is my presence, is content. Content that adds value to people's lives, especially to that ideal avatar, ideal person that you're speaking to, is what will build your brand faster. And we know today there are some people called influencers. What they do is they create content. And I think every entrepreneur, every business owner can be an influencer today for their own niche. You don't need to go to other influencers and pay them. You can be the influencer if you create that content. And the number one form of content is what we're doing now. It's video, especially long form video.
What is the golden rule of networking?
The golden rule of networking that most people don't understand at its core is always be a giver. Always give without expecting. Don't be transactional in your interactions. A lot of people pretend to be givers and they will give, but they expect something back, and they usually expect a lot more than what they give. They're like that. They're there just to take, right? And it shows eventually. If people don't see in the beginning, it's an energy exchange. People are more likely to reciprocate. When they realize that you're a giver and you have given something to them, they feel very inclined to reciprocate. And actually we do this in branding as well. When we give content and people say content is free, why should I do free content? Help people, show them how you can help them, and then people will actually be more inclined to buy from you because you have already helped them. So that's the golden rule of networking, be a giver. Whatever you want to change in the world, however you would like the world to be, you ask yourself, am I this kind of person myself? And then you go work on yourself, and it's amazing what happens when you change yourself and you see that people around you start to change just because you change yourself. So a lot of people try to change others, but actually we should start from changing ourselves, and that's how we change the world.